Last year's badminton winner Paul Tapner has continued to have mixed fortunes this season, making the news recently when his lorry was rear-ended whilst parked on the hard shoulder, catapulting one of the horses out onto the road. He continues to make good progress with his horses though, and with two aimed at the spring 4-star events, including Kilfinney headed to Badminton for a second attempt at the title, whilst his weg horse I Know Nothing is recovering well from a stifle injury and is aimed at Burghley in the autumn. I caught up with him and his family at their home in Highworth to see how plans for Badminton 2011 were progressing.
Sorry.
That's all right. So Paul, we're at the end of March now. Season started. One horse going to Badminton so far?
Definitely only one horse going to Badminton. Just Kilfinney, and he's on flying form. Had a fantastic run last time out at Alden, and certainly hoping that he'll be firing on all cylinders this weekend at Belton, which will be his final run before Badminton.
All right. So that's the advanced, isn't it?
He'll be in the CIC 3-star at Belton. In the big class there, and certainly hoping to be competitive with him there, just to test the water, so to speak, with him.
Does he feel like you're sort of right at the right point with him? He's going to peak for
Yeah, definitely. He had a good season last season, but just lots of little niggling problems, which hopefully we've ironed out now, and. Certainly Alden gave me a lot of confidence, and hopefully Belton will give me even more, and let everybody know how good he is as well.
I've always been quite excited about Scotty, we call him at home. I've always thought he's very special, and he's always been in the shadow a little bit, hasn't he? Because he hasn't been with us as long as I Know Nothing or Storm or Michael, and so we've always been competing sort of really as a three. I always felt like he's been in the shadow, but I've always been very excited about him, and just as important little things that have gone wrong, and hopefully this year will be his year to.
Well, Badminton anyway.
But I certainly think that he's we're in as much chance going in there this year as we were last year. I feel.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely.
I mean, he's not a horse that sort of carries the news as much as the others do. What's his sort of competition history?
Yeah, he was second at Bramham CIC 3-star last year, and he's been at Badminton already once, and he's been at Burghley once, and he went to Lamuthen last year, but just had a problem across country, which meant we didn't have as good a run there as what we possibly should have done. But certainly now. I hope we've ironed out any of those little problems, and his dressage is improving. All three phases are just really improving, so he's ready to be super competitive this season.
Who do you get sort of help with from for things like dressage?
Dressage with Kilfinney this year we've just started getting help from a local lad, Ed Creamer. So he's helping me with my Badminton horse. And a lot of the other horses I get help with Bettina Hoy, and on the show jumping we started last year working with Ros Bevan, and she comes to the yard regularly and puts us all through our paces in terms of the show jumping. For the cross country I tend to rely on my own skills and experiences, and just trying to improve those sort of things as they arise.
How often do you do sort of cross-country schooling with a 4-star horse like that?
We're very lucky here. We have the cross-country course here at Wickstead, so I try and it's only sort of up to pre-novice standard, but I try and get the horses around there probably once a week, if not once a fortnight, just so that it's nice and easy for them and fun for them. They've got to enjoy the cross-country, and if you like this weekend. Kilfinney will be really tested at Belton, well I hope he will be, so next week I want to just take him around our course here. Like I said, it's only pre-novice height, and we'll just count around and just work on any little techniques. I might take position a few arrowheads at various points around the course if I have any problems or any near misses at Belton. then I'll be practicing that sort of thing just at low level and setting up different things. And certainly last year when I saw the arrowheads, those waves into Badminton Lake in the previews all published in Horse and Hound, quite a few arrowheads got built up in my water jump up there, and both Michael and Manny had quite a few sessions schooling over miniature-sized arrowheads into water, because I thought, crikey, I've never jumped an arrowhead into water, and then my horses have never seen that before. I better go and build one. So yeah, I do tend to take note of what's going on and what the horses are expecting. So I have my little mini HSB hexagon hedge that I build up there, and the waves into the lake, and so yeah, we just play over that probably once a week, if not once a fortnight.
Often positions the water training school to resemble Vicarage V as well, which terrifies everybody.
We build all sorts of weird and wonderful looking jumps in the school, yeah, it's my Vicarage V practice, or as it's now called, the HSBC hexagon hedge. Yeah, it's certainly something we do pay a lot of attention to.
How's he on nothing?
Yeah, he's doing quite well. He's in work, and I've only ridden him once since WEG, but Georgina and my head girl.
I have the ride on him now.
Georgina's doing a lot of work with him,
gave him to me.
as is our head girl Zoe Wilkinson. She's doing. I watched her ride him today, and he's improving all of the time. He's not ready for public appearance yet, but certainly he's in work, and the rehabilitation is progressing. Always slower than we want, but when we look back at the end of the year, probably will feel quite quick.
So vets and physios are all very happy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've never dealt with this type of injury before, so I go on what the vets and physios tell me, and just do as I'm told, or at least Georgina and Zoe do what they're told by the vets and physios to make it all better, and so that's the process we're going through.
It's a similar type of injury to the type of thing that Tamarilla had, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know how identical. I mean, obviously these things all change a little bit, but it will be the same.
Aha.
Hello.
Hello, Madison. You finished riding your pony? Yeah? That was Poppy. Good. You want to come around and
sit down here?
Sit with Mummy.
Come on then.
Come around and sit with Mummy.
Now the other thing that you've been in the news for recently is a rather nasty crash. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, a lot of people have been very surprised to see me at the competitions in my normal lorry, thinking that I got it repaired very, very quickly.
Miracle.
Yes, miracle turnaround. But actually, I had two lorries with identical paintwork. So just to confuse everybody, and it was my smaller lorry, which got made very small and is in fact no longer. So that's why I'm still at the big competitions with my normal big lorry. Yeah, it was very, very scary. We had both lorries on the road going to a BSJA show. I was driving the big lorry, and Zoe, my head girl, was driving the little lorry behind me. She rang me in a bit of a panic saying something wrong with the truck. So she then pulled off onto the hard shoulder. I carried on to the next junction, turned around and came back, and within about 10 minutes of her being broken down, and was parked on the side, down underneath the dual carriageway, and was walking back up the slip road that she happened to be pulled up on, and walking towards her. And it was a very early Sunday morning, not a lot of traffic on the road, clear morning, and just saw this enormous big Arctic come trundling along, and just clipped the back of our lorry, which was stationary on the hard shoulder, and sent it forward and spun our lorry around a little bit. And with that, one of the horses, we had three horses on it, and the horse that was on the very back got spun out the back on impact, and did a horizontal spin in midair, went splat on the road, and then got up and trotted down towards the oncoming traffic. So it was all as the big Arctic then swerved crashed into the central reservation, and yeah, it was all extremely dramatic. From my point of view, to watch and be quite close to the accident was very dramatic, and obviously for Zoe actually being in the vehicle was even more so. Thankfully Zoe was okay, and all the horses are okay as well. They've all been out and competed successfully since, and
we're very lucky. We're left with the inconvenience now of having to go and find a new lorry. Actually, although it's an inconvenience, it's probably the best. Rather than being very sad we've lost horses or devastated because of Zoe, or it's just an inconvenience.
Very unlucky to have the accident in the first place, but very, very lucky that it certainly was quite, in terms of injuries to horses and humans, was very, very lucky that nobody was more severely hurt. And like we say, it's just an inconvenience and waiting for insurance companies to sort themselves out and give us some money so we can go shopping for a new lorry. But a bit of a drastic way to get a new lorry.
Trying to convince them that it was brand new
Kettler, exactly. Definitely was
a brand new 6-foot Kettler that we were driving.
It was definitely scrap after it had got crashed into, but So.
I remember seeing the picture on Twitter. After it happened, it looked pretty. Where were you at this stage? Were you?
I was in bed.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She was being sensible. What normal, sensible people do on the Sunday morning.
I was at home with the children, and Paul rang me and said that Zoe'd broken down. We sort of had a discussion that it would be quicker for him to get to her than me to get up, get dressed, get the kids up, and go to her. And then half an hour later, I had a phone call saying, "Can you come and help? Zoe's had an accident." Didn't really think about how bad it was, and so we organised another lorry to go and pick them all up, and then it started to sort of unfold as to actually how serious it was. I expected just a cracked bumper or something, but it was
the insurance assessor that looked at our lorry said it looked like that a bomb had gone off and that it had just been an explosion inside it. He just couldn't believe, he himself had never seen quite so much damage to a horse box before, so it was pretty severe.
Many thanks to Paul and Georgina, and we'll be catching up with them again at Badminton. You can also download an extended audio version of this interview using the link provided.